In our last video, we went over how to make a rectangle and to use it with dimensions and to be able to use it quickly. In this video, we're going to go ahead and create a part, but we're going to be doing it from an isometric view. So we're going to create a part here. We're going to start off with our 2D sketch as always, and then we have a couple of choices. So let's go look at our part and see how it's designed and what it is. Basically, we have a little bit of a step here. It's 5 inches wide, it's 2 inches tall, and then it's 3 inches deep. And the front edge there has a block of it cut off that's 1 inch tall and 5 inches wide. So we have a couple of things that we can work with here that we'll kind of explore and see different ways to do it. I'm actually going to create this part in 4 different ways, all kind of covering different methods that you could use inside of Inventor. So the first method I'd like to teach anybody new to Inventor is to start off with your front view all the time. So we're going to go to our XY plane. Once we have that, we're going to go in and make a rectangle. And I'm going to make this rectangle match the width and match the height of what our object is. So in this case, it's 5 inches wide. So I'm going to type in 5. I'll hit tab, and then we'll hit 2 for height of 2, and then hit enter. So at that point, I'm going to double click my mouse wheel. It'll zoom back out for me. And I have a rectangle that's 5 inches wide, 2 inches tall. At that point, I'm going to finish my sketch and I'm going to extrude this the maximum depth of my part, which happens to be 3. And I'll hit OK. When I hit on this little corner, it does the same thing as double hitting the mouse wheel. And I have a rectangle set up to be the exact same size, or should I say the maximum size of what my object is. Now, we have to cut away a piece here, and we're going to go ahead and figure out what we want to do. We could cut it from the front side, the top side, the right side, and none of these options is wrong. So I'm going to right click on the front view. I'm going to go to new sketch, and I'm going to draw the box that I want to cut away. So I know I want it starting on the top left-hand corner here, and it's going to wind up all the way on the right-hand side. So it's 5 inches wide. You'll see that it will pre-fill that in for us if we've set it up properly, which it looks like we have here. Then we hit tab and change the height to 1. Now, this box up here, we are going to cut away. So I'm going to finish my sketch. I'll extrude, and then I can go ahead and cut. The only difference here is I'm changing the distance from 3 to 1. When I hit OK, you can see that I've cut away the part, and it looks the exact same as what I had before. I'm going to go ahead and delete that extrusion along with its sketch, so delete, and I'm leaving the consume features checked because that's fine. That's one way to do it. I could also cut it from the top if I want it, and I just need to keep track here. If I take a look at the top is actually down here. The front face is down here. You can rotate it over if you'd like, if that makes it easier for you. And then I'm going to go through and draw on what I want to cut away. So it's going to be here. I want to type in that 5, hit tab and hit 1, enter. I'll finish my sketch. And now instead of cutting from the front view, I'm going to be cutting from the top, and all I have to do is hit cut. It'll go ahead and cut. And again, I have the exact same part. I'm going to delete that extrusion, and we're going to go ahead and do it from the right-hand side now. So I'm going to right click on there, go to new sketch, and this top corner is the top right-hand side of my part on the front. So I'm going to go from there. Now, instead of making it 5 wide, that's not what it is. It's a 1 by 1 cube that we're going to go through. So 1, 1, and I'll put that in there. At this point, I'll finish my sketch, extrude, and instead of cutting it 1, now I have to go ahead and cut it all the way back 5 and hit OK. Now, that's 3 different ways of being able to create this part. All of them are totally correct, and you could do this part a number of different ways. It really isn't important as far as what method you follow, as long as you get the end result correct. I'm going to go ahead and create a new part here. So I'm going to go up to the new button, and I'm going to click on a standard IPT. From there, I'm going to show you one other way that we can do this. So I clicked on 2D sketch, but this time, instead of creating it on the front plane, I'm going to create it on the right plane, which is my YZ plane. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the profile of this part to make it a little bit easier to understand for me to see. And as I only have to do it as one extrusion. I'm going to go to my line tool. I'm going to start off from my origin. I'm going to draw my total depth, which happens to be 3. I'm going to draw my total height once I have that, and that's going to be 2. And then from there, I'm recreating the rest of the shape. So from the top back area, I'm going forward 2. I'm going to go down 1, and then I'm going to go forward 1. Once I have that, I just need to connect my dots. I can finish my sketch. And now this entire thing, this is the right side. If you take a look, it says right, it's the right side. All I have to do is extrude that entire thing by 5, and I have the exact same part. If we go between this part and the other part that I just created, both of them are the exact same. They're zoomed slightly differently, but they are the exact same part It doesn't really matter which one we use, which one create. It just matters that we get the right part. So that was 4 different ways of being able to create this part, and there are many others. It's just this is the way that I chose to do it very quickly and to get it set up. So the main point here is that Inventor can be used to create things in a number of different ways. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. There are faster and slower ways, but in all honesty, it doesn't matter as long as you get the end solution correct. So please take your time, go through different parts, practice different isometric drawings, and see what you can do. But it's a really good practice for you if you're getting started with Inventor to go through and kind of just begin with looking up some isometric drawings and trying to recreate them. If you have any questions or need help finding isometrics, just let me know and I'll help you out. I'll see you in our next video.